Welcome back to Leonard Brothers Game. I'm David.
I'm John.
We're playing more Mario 64.
Yo.
Yo.
64.
Yeah. So anyways, you're going to say what happened to Toontown.
Okay, so, as you said, they had in their little prison a whole bunch of goblins trapped in there.
Oh, yeah.
And prior to this, they also had, the group had used a cubic gate, which had basically 6 sides, one of which was the material world, the normal realm that they're in. And the other sides are all basically can create a gate to another one of the domains. And one of the characters was a werewolf. So I decided one of the domains would be the Beastlands, where basically everybody's a werewolf. Or not a werewolf, everybody's a
Beast
lycanthrope
creature, yeah.
of some
Lycanthrope,
sort,
yeah. Yeah.
And so, basically my notion was that, like, she would just end up going to this realm by herself, basically, and learn how to be a werewolf more efficiently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget one of these I had to, like, jump into because it's a hidden platform or what. I've tried jumping in each of these so far and none of them have done anything. No, I'm supposed to...
Well, you didn't really aim for the centers on them very well, but yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the entire thing is supposed to be big enough that I can jump into.
I haven't seen any wavies from
No. Like no booze or anything coming out of them either to fight, so I don't exactly remember how that section of it works. I mean, the DS version, I just saw a playthrough a bit of that, and it actually has a different button. You're supposed to be able to... I forget whether you need the metal suit or the invisibility suit, but instead of triggered them all already, I've unlocked everything. I've unlocked all the available suits. There's no fire flower in this game either. It's kind of weird. It's like the first game without spitting fire. There's like Mario 64 and there's no fire flower.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
So anyways, so yeah, they had ended up basically getting a werewolf family along with them then. Oh, it's a mimic piano.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, yeah, if you don't know, mimics are basically monsters in D&D that look like inanimate objects.
Typically chests.
More often than not,
Yeah.
a treasure chest, And then it basically attacks you because, you're like, hey, a treasure chest, neat. And the treasure chest is like, no, bark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They may not die, but I can pick up their coins. Now, I forget whether this leads out to a separate passage. Yeah, this leads out to the backyard, the back door, I think. So you can pick up a couple other different things. But anyways, the cubic gate. We're going to mention more on a place you could go with the cubic gate.
Yeah. Basically, they tried out many of the different gates, and I had them all listed off. I even I had the notion of making actual props for our games as well. So I actually made a wooden cube and painted it all TARDIS blue because that's what the kind of paint
we had available.
Lots of anyways. And then I actually went away and bought little bitty bottles of paint for drawing little symbols on it. And I had a book, a PDF of a book of lots of different types of symbology on it. And I didn't necessarily want to go with satanic rituals or anything like that.
No.
But I didn't want to have, something out of the ordinary. So one of the lists of symbols in it was hobo markings. Where, basically, I guess these are the symbols that, hobos would write into, the edges of wooden fences or whatever, wooden posts near a building to identify different qualities of that building or of that city or town that would be beneficial to another hobo. So, hey, is this town safe? We will find help here. Are they friendly? Are they, is the sheriff going to try to, arrest you for panhandling, whatever. And so there's those kinds of symbols I end up using, and with different colors that sort of correspond with the ideology as well of each of the locations. And one of them was for the 9 levels of hell, because that's fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Another one is for the Beast Lands. Another one for the ethereal realm. And I forget what the other ones were exactly.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
Mm.
But they're a nice variety. Places to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Always. Things to kill.
Yeah, exactly. Or get allies from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they ended up going to the back to Toontown. Yeah, they went back to Toontown. They basically killed everybody there, and they released the goblins. They said, "Okay, goblins, we want you to start running this town, basically." Apparently goblins reproduce very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
like rabbits.
Huh?
Like rabbits.
Practically. So, like, within, a few months, they were ended up being, 100 goblins when they only started off with, 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really going at it.
Oh, close. I think what I have to do is go into the other room that had the invisibility thing in it and try to take it, mad dash, down to here and run through this grate, because there's a star on the other side of this gate that I can't get to. Unless I can go through stuff, and that's kind of important. But I have to do it quickly.
Oh, yeah, so they also ended up finding Smithville after I think they made Goblin Town, right?
Yeah, after Goblin Town, yeah.
Yeah. And so then as they drove the train back to their main castle, they decided to leave some of the iron golems and some of the werebears that they found as well.
Oh yeah, well I mean, the werewolf brought back a bunch of other werewolves and other were creatures as help.
Yeah.
And you were just like, well, she convinced them to help, so...
Congrats.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, between the work of the goblins, the iron golems, and the werebears, they were able to construct very large wooden walls with metal braces around them, around the Goblin City.
Yeah.
So lots of nice, defense protection around that.
Oh yeah. Good stuff. Good times had by none. There's also things about the Cupid Gate you didn't mention specifically how it works.
Okay, so basically it's just like a small cube, easily hold in your hand, and you would tap on one side. I think just tap once.
Yeah, tap once,
and it would create a basically a 10 foot by 10 foot gate in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you left it open, every 5 minutes or so, there would be a higher chance that something would come out of that gate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so, basically, if you're going to use it, or let something come out of it.
Yeah, use it or lose it.
Yeah, or if you tapped on it twice very quickly, it would automatically suck you and anybody around you within 20 feet or so, I think it was, through it to whatever place you were going to.
Yeah.
I think it was something I will say if you had to go through it in order to stop from doing that, but yeah. So that was good times.
Oh yeah. A lot of times.
Oh yeah, one of them was a Plane of Shadows, wasn't it?
Yeah, Plane of Shadows.
Yeah, Plane of Shadows, because the evil group also then went to a White Castle.
Yes.
Yes, Marble Castle.
Marble, yes.
Yes, and this Marble Castle had a creature in it called a Dark Womb.
Dark Womb,
Dark
yes.
Womb. And basically what Dark Womb does is from the Sword and Sorcery book of creatures. And it's like Creature Codex 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
And basically what it would do is they could consume the DNA of any living creature and clone it along with any of its extraordinary abilities. Mm-hmm. None of its supernatural or magical abilities.
No.
So like a troll, its extraordinary ability of fast healing, it could reproduce that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it had basically eaten the majority of a party group that had come through in order to try to kill it. And
so like you do.
Yeah, like you do. But they ended up failing though.
Mm-hmm.
But she ended up seeing this one guy that she particularly liked, and so instead of just killing him outright, ate his limbs.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do. And created a clone of him as well. And, but still kept the original as a sort of like a pet. On a chain beside her. And, the group ended up, well, you describe that part, because that's, your...
Oh, yeah. There. Well, what I did, well, I mean, she came across and it was like, collecting samples, and I, as a scion, was able to trick the guest into believing he already had the samples. And so then we decided on top of that, hey, you know what, we're going to poison the samples. So that she drinks them up, and she succeeded in her poison save, found out that she was about to be poisoned. So also as a scion, I gave her a mind wipe. I completely wiped her memory of the last 30 minutes of whatever it was. It completely wiped her memory. So she had an introduction.
My name is Crystal. Hi.
Just another Crystal reference because no, Crystal's never going to listen to these. But anyways, she was the Dark Womb. And so when we wiped her memory, wouldn't you know it, we made everything pretty much better in that regard. And we weren't able to poison her, but we were able to just kill her. And she fell into this spot, and she was covering up this hole, at least the grate, and then the water was rising, and so it was going to flood the castle. Until we actually
Well, it wasn't really going to flood, it's just you couldn't get past it.
We couldn't get past it,
without stepping in water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, what we did, we got rid of those guts and stuff like that, and we went through, and we had a new character, one of Franklin's friends, which would have been nice if he would have stuck around, because he seemed cool, knew a lot about D&D and stuff like that, really expert on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he played, what was it, a tiefling?
No, it was a kobold.
Kobold, it was kobold, a tiny kobold.
Half-dragon.
Half-dragon, yeah. Okay.
Who had a series of extra stomachs of holding, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So if there was something he could fit in through his mouth, he could basically fit it into one of these extra stomachs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, he was able to sneak through this section, and he came across this area that I had known about as a player, but as a character I didn't know about. But I was kind of like, hey, let's see what's under there. Let's do a listen check. I think we hear some tiny noises of some character. Something's going on over there.
Yeah, weird.
And so we went through this tiny area, and lo and behold, there were a bunch of... it was a Mushroom Kingdom!
Yes, there was... in the sewer system of this castle, there ended up being a little drain that drained into what was a series of smaller holes and caves that housed a Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
And so they were happy to have visitors, guests, but they were sad when they were told then that basically their god, Crystal, was dead because she basically, the hole that was in her throne was basically a toilet hole. And so whenever she was done eating, she would just pull a lever, open the hole a little bit, do her business, then close the hole again, and it would all just go straight into their kingdom. And of course, being mushrooms, that's kind of what they
it's fungus among us, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they feasted on.
Mm-hmm. So their food supply was gone. So like we can like transplant you someplace else and maybe help you out, but
yeah, you have yet to do anything with them now.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything with them. I was like,
I think one of them is still in the pack that the necromancer.
All right.
So
I made the jump, and I got the invisibility hat, which means probably need to go in here and do something with it.
Go down to the hole. Go to the hole.
Oh, get up. Oh, I couldn't make it. I was invisible, and it wouldn't let me do it. That's the only way through there. It's the only way I know to get through there.
You were doing it for the last few seconds.
And it's starting to become corporeal again, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, well.
That stinks.
I know. Although I know how to do that. I can go back up there and do that again.
If you know how to get back to that room again,
yeah, I know how to get to that room again.
Okay, good for you.
I was trying to get the 8 red coins. I've got 6 of the 8 red coins, and I think if I jump up to that other room, I can find the last 2 coins. Wherever they may be.
Yeah.
So anyways, we did that. There was another thing I think we had.
Well, yeah, you also found Antilia.
Antilia, yeah.
Antilia is the daughter of Mephistopheles, though apparently nobody's supposed to know that.
No, although we did roll it in high enough Arcana check, we figured it out.
History check,
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you end up finding Antilia and a clone of Antilia.
Yeah.
And Antilia basically says that she went there in order to get a certain artifact, an orb of power. What are you doing?
I'm going to see if there's anything else over here. Probably what I really need to be looking for. As I said, I'm looking for the 8 red coins.
Okay.
Oh! That was the room to that.
Yes.
Seriously, I didn't have to jump that whole way?
Nope.
Nope! Oh well.
Watch that middle section.
Yes. Still can't tell where the other 8 red coins are. I guess, well, let's see if I can try to go through that platform again. That's the only way I could probably do it. If I, swim faster out of that water and jump over that area.
There you go. And...
No! It won't let me jump through it. He's supposed to let me jump through grates. I don't get it. I don't get it. Unless I'm supposed to use it... Oh! Maybe in here. Yeah, it is way past time. Almost 20 minutes. Okay. Until next time. Happy gaming.